This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, members of the Muslim community express concern about a planned memorial service for the 2019 terror attack. 25 endangered yellow-eyed penguins have been released into the wild at Moeraki. And Radio New Zealand's planned shutdown of classical music station Concert FM is met with protests online and around the country. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Members of the Muslim community are unhappy about a planned service to mark 1 year since the Christchurch terror attack. But the anniversary event is set to go ahead with their reluctant blessing.
Many victims and families of victims of the gun attack that left 51 people dead and many more injured at the Al Noor and Linwood mosques are unhappy with plans for an anniversary commemoration in Christchurch for March the 15th.
They were not consulted with. They were just informed that it's actually happening. But if you talk to the victims and the families of the victims, most of them, they will tell you they don't want it.
Otago Muslim Association President Muhammad Rizwan says in Islamic culture, marking anniversaries is not typically done.
As the commemoration or anniversary, no, we have not planned anything, because part of that is because what has happened, it's something, because the commemoration anniversary is remembering what has happened, right? But we remember every day what has happened, and we pray for those who have lost their lives every day. We do not need a fixed day to actually remember them, like a commemoration anniversary day.
He says the Dunedin City Council made a point of asking the local Muslim community if an anniversary service would be appropriate.
They consulted with us if we want something of that sort, so we just gave them our opinion that no, we are not interested. But if you want to do something, then we're happy to just participate and say a few words or whatever you want.
After getting feedback, the Dunedin City Council has decided against holding a commemorative event. But Rizwan says if others want to remember the events of a year ago, they are welcome to do so.
If any other organisation are doing it, which I'm not aware of at the moment, but if they are, then that's people can do whatever they want actually, But Otago Muslim Association will not be doing anything.
The Christchurch Memorial Service is set to be held in North Hagley Park on the afternoon of Sunday the 15th of March. In Dunedin, the South Today.
An Otago rescue helicopter was used to pick up a cyclist near Queenstown after they were hit by a truck yesterday. Emergency services were sent out just before 2 p.m. to the bottom of the Coronet Peak Access Road, where a cyclist had suffered serious injuries in a collision. Police at the scene said the badly injured cyclist was treated by St John's staff before the helicopter arrived. St John confirmed a man was flown to Dunedin Hospital, suffering serious injuries. Police say the rain had made the road quite slippery after a long hot spell, and they encouraged people to take extra care. The release of 25 critically endangered yellow-eyed penguin chicks this week marked a special occasion for penguin rescue. The organisation has cared for 2 penguin colonies at Moeraki, where 38 nests have produced 49 living chicks.
25 yellow-eyed chicks were big enough and old enough to be released this week.
So today is a big day for penguin rescue because we are releasing the bulk of our chicks that we saved this year.
Penguin Rescue Manager Rosalie Goldworthy says the hand-raised chicks were moved into a pen on the foreshore with the doors open. She's proud of the organisation's achievements this season.
We have managed to save 48 of our chicks from 38 nests, so our fledgling ratio is about 1.3, which is an excellent result, and we're really proud of ourselves because it's been hard, but it's been worth it.
Goldsworthy says the chicks were fed once a day for a week in the pen and are now free to go or stay if that was their preference.
So this is called a soft release. They don't have to go. I'm not letting them out on the beach and kicking them out. I'm saying if you want to go, you can. So it's really exciting and we're really proud of the results of our work.
They were milling about and free to come and go as they pleased, some being braver than others. Goldworthy says they picked up the chicks near the end of last year after a predator had attacked young penguins in the area.
We didn't know at the time it was ferret, but we found out it was ferret. And since then we've trapped 15 ferrets. Now we don't know if any of them it was in fact the one that predated the chicks, but we do know that it wasn't a safe environment here with the outbreak of predators, so we brought the chicks in.
They took 49 into care and says sadly one died of a bacterial infection, but says they're proud of the teamwork and that they saved 48 out of 49 yellow-eyed penguins. There are 155 nests across New Zealand this season, down from 226 last year. In Moraki, the South Today.
An Oamaru youth who initially denied being the driver of a vehicle involved in a fiery crash that killed 2 teenagers last year has admitted that he was behind the wheel. The car's 2 passengers died when the vehicle crashed and caught fire at the intersection of T.Y. Duncan and Shortland Roads, north of Oamaru, mid last year. 19-year-old Joseph Ciali initially told police there were 4 people in the car and he was a front seat passenger. He later changed his story and admitted he was driving. On Wednesday, Ciali was convicted in the Oamaru District Court of aggravated careless driving under the influence causing death. He is due for sentencing on April 22nd. Radio New Zealand's plans to essentially shut down classical music station Concert FM has met with protests online and around the country. The broadcaster has partially backed down, but a group of highly vocal protesters say Concert FM isn't out of the woods yet.
Making their voices heard. This group of classical music and opera fans met in the Octagon about 4 this afternoon to let people know their beloved Concert FM is still under threat.
We've had no assurances from the RNZ board that they'll back down on anything actually apart from giving us the FM frequency. So as far as we know, and the decision is theirs because any logistical decisions are up to the board and not up to the government.
Radio New Zealand announced a proposal to axe Concert FM in favour of a youth station on the FM band, leaving a solely automated broadcast on the AM frequency. Internationally renowned opera singer Annalise is one of those leading the charge and says Concert isn't out of the woods.
What we hope is to send a message to the RNZ board that there are thousands and thousands of people who care very deeply about this station.
Protesters say they'll keep making their voices heard until any proposal to change Concert is completely off the page. Today's loud protest in Dunedin followed a massive gathering in Wellington at Parliament. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, a group gathers in Middlemarch to hear about the future of train trips to their town, and we catch up with some of the action from the final Alps to Ocean Ultra Marathon. So see you after the break.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hasn't been much of a summer, has it? Until now. It's hot, it's getting warm, it's great. This is the time of year we love this weather. So we have a lot of surplus stock and we want to clear it at real hot prices. 50% off anything that's short sleeve. T-shirts, short sleeve shirts, polos, everything short sleeve, half price.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, get them while it's hot.
Garage Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garage quality service. Garage Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today.
Welcome back. A crowd of around 70 people gathered in Middlemarch last night to learn more about the proposal of ending train trips to their town. Dunedin Railways Chairman Kevin Winders told the meeting the iconic tourism business needs to change to stay profitable. Currently, the Tairi Gorge tourist excursion train runs to Pukerangi twice a day most days. Only 3% of the trips travel the extra hour to Middlemarch, and these are currently not profitable. Winders describes the proposal to halt trips to Middlemarch as being short-term. He also assured the meeting the company are not looking to pull the track out. High school education has come a long way from reading, writing and arithmetic. These days, pupils at Otago Girls High School are learning a skill which harks back to medieval days.
At the moment, you can actually learn a good deal about medieval sword fighting at Otago Girls High School. Being able to wield a sword proficiently and undertake other choreographed forms of unarmed combat could mean positive job prospects for drama pupils at the school.
It is very important that when they are planning to become full-time performers or actors, we teach them as much as possible when it comes to body motion dynamics. So when we are training for fight direction.
Imperial School of Swordsmanship founder Jeezy Segal is training Otago Girls pupils in a performance combat arts workshop. The program began last week and Segal plans to offer more sessions in the first term.
We are training and talent developing them as actor combatants, which means they can safely execute some of the stunts during a production, be it for stage, be it for camera, or for virtual productions like game, motion capture and so forth.
About 12 pupils are taking part in the sword fighting lessons. The Year 12 and 13 pupils are learning skills which may be incorporated in Shakespearean scenes later in the year.
Students are buzzing to get out there on the main strip and put up a show. Hopefully on my watch nobody's got hurt till date, and I hope it won't be starting today, so touch wood.
Drama teacher Lauren Mackay says learning combat-related performance skills has already proved popular with her pupils. Year 12 drama pupil Sophia Niblock is delighted to be taking part in the workshops, including wielding heavy practice swords.
Yeah, I find it really interesting actually, particularly because when I'm out of high school I'm wanting to get into acting and directing and photography, so I find this all really valuable.
Segal has a background in martial arts and works in the film industry as a second unit or fight scenes director. He says adding these skills to an actor's toolbox makes them more versatile across stage and screen. In Dunedin, the South Today.
More than 100 ultra athletes crossed the finish line of the fourth of 7 stages in the Alps to Ocean Ultra Marathon yesterday. Being held for the last ever time, the event takes runners from Mount Cook to the seacoast at Oamaru.
Running a gruelling 323 kilometres over 7 days, the Alps to Ocean Ultramarathon is back for one last time, punishing over 100 runners this year. Competitor Fiona Kenny says this year's race is the toughest she's experienced in the 3 times she's entered.
I found it hard this year actually, yeah, even though I know what I'm up for. No, maybe I'm just getting older, I don't know, I'm not really sure, but it's just A to B, and you just finish it. It's a great, look, you can see the camaraderie here is just amazing.
Running from Mount Cook to Oamaru, the event saw 15 competitors pull out in the first 3 days due to the 30-degree temperatures. But Alps to Ocean race director Mike Sandry says once you're several days in, the desire to complete starts to build.
As I get closer to Oamaru, then it starts to really settle in, and I guess just thinking about it now after being up for the last couple of days without any sleep, it kind of, you know, the emotions are running a bit high.
3 days ago, Gisborne man Carl Hunt had never run a marathon, but now he's covered the distance of more than 4.
I'd had enough by about 9 or 10 o'clock. I ended up by myself, running down a road for about 4 hours. That was it. I'd written my resignation letter, rebooked the ferry in my head to the North Island.
Yesterday, the competitors had a rest in Kurau, with the event set to finish at the Oamaru Harbour on Saturday. In the Waitaki Valley, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a former demolition yard owner discovers a new vocation in producing tiny houses. And we have the weekend's weather for you, so see you after the break.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hasn't been much of a summer, has it? Until now. It's hot, it's getting warm, it's great. This is the time of year we love this weather. So we have a lot of surplus stock and we want to clear it at real hot prices. 50% off anything that's short sleeve. T-shirts, short sleeve shirts, polos, everything short sleeve, half price.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At Alex Campbell Menswear, get them while it's hot.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today.
Thanks for staying with us. A former demolition yard owner has just completed his first tiny home inside his Milton warehouse. It's taken Andrew McComb about 5 months of working 6 days a week in his warehouse to complete the project. Fitted with a small fireplace in the lounge, the home also boasts a stylish kitchen and a bedroom upper ladder. The tiny home is road capable as it was built on a 3.5-ton steel trailer. Almost a quarter of the building is made from recycled products, and it's just the first of many McComb hopes to make. The home is for sale at $120,000. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. Members of the Muslim community are unhappy about a planned service to mark 1 year since the Christchurch terror attack. 25 endangered yellow-eyed penguins have been released into the wild at Moeraki. And fans of Radio New Zealand's Concert FM protested in Dunedin's Octagon this afternoon against plans to cut the historic station. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Barry Stewart. What have you got for us in tomorrow's paper?
Oh gosh, we've got lots of good reading in tomorrow's paper. 1 in 5 referrals to Southern Mental Health Services due at least partly to meth use.
Gosh,
so that's
high.
a pretty frightening statistic. That's up 5% on last year. So we also have details of the government's $23 million infrastructure funding boost for the South, so some roading developments happening there, so that's good news. But we, as I say, we have a number of good reads in the paper tomorrow, including a remarkable story of survival. Half a century ago, a Dunedin man stole a plane and vanished into thin air, only to come back from the dead years later. So the full story of that.
That sounds really exciting. I can't wait to read that.
Read that in your paper tomorrow. We also, Richard Davidson, our Balclutha reporter, has wandered down to the Catlins to have a look inside the Yellow-Eyed Penguin Trust's new Long Point field base on the coast, and he discovers more about the Trust's plans to make the outpost a conservation hub well into the future. So that's an interesting story there. In the weekend mix, lots of good reading, and our lead story on the mix is Nadia Reid's much anticipated third album called Out of My Province, and that's out next Friday. The Kiwi singer-songwriter talks to feature writer Bruce Monroe about that. And if you're into sport, well, we're here for you. So Highlanders versus Rebels tonight. Big game at Forsyth Bar. Who am I picking?
I've got to ask.
It goes without saying, I'm picking the Highlanders. I'm sure they'll do the business. We've got sports writer Stephen Hepburn up at the New Zealand Golf Open in Queenstown. And of course the second cricket test starts on Saturday, so we'll have a preview of that. Second cricket test between New Zealand and India, and lots more sporting action.
Fantastic. So you can catch all of that in tomorrow's paper.
Indeed.
Thank you, Barry. And now it's time for a look at the weekend's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with the southern view, workers adjusting a couple of the city's newly rented flowers. Now looking at the situation, fine for most people this weekend with plenty of sunshine about tomorrow, but some cloud developing for Sunday. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are looking at cloudy skies with showers and a high of 19 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim can expect a cloud or two and a high of 26 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, Kaikoura can expect the odd cloud, the chance of a shower, and 21 degrees. Christchurch should prepare for similar conditions with a high of 18, while Ashburton can expect grey skies, the chance of a shower, and a high of 18 degrees. To the southern towns, those in the Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore can all expect moderate westerlies with fine weather. The Catlins, Balclutha and Gore aim for 16, while Lumsden should reach 17. Heading to central Otago, most centres in this area are due for light winds and clear skies. Wanaka and Alexandra head for 22 degrees, Queenstown slightly lower on 21. In Te Anau you'll have moderate westerlies, a fine day with a high of 15 degrees. To the northern towns on the coast, Timaru and Oamaru are due for light southwesterlies, clear skies. Timaru hits 18, Oamaru meets 16. Looking inland, Twizel and Amarama are due for light winds, fine weather, 21 for Twizel and a high of 22 for Amarama. In Dunedin, showers and fresh cold southwesterlies tonight with an overnight low of 9 degrees. Becoming fine and sunny tomorrow with cool southwesterlies dying out and northeasterlies developing in the afternoon. A high of 15 and a low of 11. Sunny at first on Sunday, but cloud increases during the afternoon with some breezy cool northeasterlies. Looking at a high of 16 and a low of 13 degrees. And in Invercargill, showers tonight with gusty southwesterlies and an overnight low of 9 degrees. Showers clearing tomorrow with fresh cool southwesterlies decreasing slowly throughout the day, a high of 14 and a low of 8. And it's fine on Sunday with cloud increasing during the day and westerlies freshening, a high of 16 and a low of 11. And that's all for our news this Friday and this week. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.